a written production of the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated and is intended for the sole purpose of informing our Recreation Center members. Any duplication, copying, transmission, broadcast, or use, including electronic and social media, is strictly prohibited without the prior written consent from the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming to your President's meeting. We want to start out by introducing our new General Manager, Rebecca Hill.
Good morning, everybody.
She's with Mike Dermeyer. Everybody knows who Mike is. Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. All right, we're going to introduce ourselves first, starting down with Kim.
Hi, I'm Kim Wanick. I'm a COC representing the Arts and Crafts Clubs. I'm the oldest of 5. Do I need a microphone?
Hi, I'm Kim Wanick. I'm a COC representing the Arts and Crafts Clubs.
Dennis Stokely, also representing Arts and Crafts.
Lori Ellenson, also representing Arts and Crafts.
Terry Watts, I do sports, all sports.
Jana Mapes, I'm the vice chair of the CEO and on the board.
My name is Steve Collins. I'm the chairman of the committee. Thank you.
I'm Linda Johnson, the COC secretary.
I'm Angela Willette, and I'm the Charter Club Supervisor for the RCSC.
Tracy Yanko, we do card clubs.
Card clubs, yeah. I'm Alan Ruda, doing the card clubs, COC.
Thank you. Okay, there's only a couple changes to BP 12, and that's you're going to sign in and sign out in your club if you have dedicated space and you have more than one room. If you only have one room or you don't have dedicated space, you don't have to worry about that. That's just so no one is in a part of your club that you can't visually see from your desk where you check in, and they fall down or something, and we don't want somebody to go home. The second thing is there is a malicious code of conduct in there. If someone in your club or an officer, either one, starts picking on someone and writing up conduct reports on them, they come to the COC, and then we will investigate them. And if there's credibility in it, then we will forward them to the board for a hearing. But we usually don't have that issue. So the rules and the regulations in the template, you have to have your template done by January 1st. No one has stepped up to see Ellen over the computer club. He will help you. Linda's an expert at it. Terry's an expert at it. You can contact anybody if you need help with your template. Right now, I would like to ask any members of the board to stand up, the Sun City Board. That includes you. I've been on this board for 5 years. And I gotta tell you, this board you have now cares more about the clubs, the members, and the workers of Sun City than any board you've had in the last 10 years. There's gonna be a change coming in the policies where when the clubs are given X amount of dollars every year. And they use that money to do their projects. And at the end of the year, it's always gone back into capital and general fund. Well, the change is, it's gonna stay in your clubs, and it's because of them. So, you know, Jan is running, Chris is running. I need you to get them reelected, and we need to get this stuff passed so that the money stays in our clubs. Yeah, you have to vote. They have to get at least 100 votes, which I think they'll get many, many more. Okay, your club elections, you should be, this month, most of you will be having your nominating committee come forward with the candidates so you can do your club elections next month. That's an important part. I know it's hard to get people to run, but you have to do it. We have to have people run and volunteer, but that's the toughest part because I'll tell you, when you're on the board, it doesn't matter what board you're on, you take quite a bit of grief sometimes. But without the boards, there would be no clubs, there would be no Sun City. So thank you to all of you that participate in your boards. Okay. Club budget. No, that's what I just did. I got ahead of myself a little. The next one we're going to go to, you want to go to Angela? Angela?
Is this working? Okay, good. So over the summer, I sent out a survey. The results are on the back of your agenda. So we did a grandchildren's visitation program survey. This is just the first step in the process. So I have the results summed on the back of the agenda. We did get 70 surveys returned out of the 124. So thank you to those that did do that return them. That was a great response. Majority are willing to participate. The time of year is kind of even split. Age group, it looked like 6 and older. Nobody said 0 to 5, so 6 and older is kind of the group we'll look at. Type of event, just multiple events with one with 42% there. So we're going to take all of this information. Our next step is we're going to get a small group together, get a formal proposal put together to give that to the leadership with RCSC, and then we'll go on the next step. So early spring, we're going to get a small group together. If you're interested in being part of that group to plan the Ground Children's Visitation Program, let me know, and we'll get you invited for that small group. And then, like I said, our next step would be to get a formal proposal together, kind of outline everything out, and then propose that to RCSC. And then, so probably 2027 is when I'm looking towards rolling this out if everything gets approved. Okay?
Thank you. Sun City Foundation. I'm the vice president of the Sun City Foundation. Last year we had roughly 60 families that needed our help. This year we're on track to go over 100. So it's getting tougher and tougher. I made a board over here, and you take a card off, and it's got the seniors for Santa for seniors cards. You get a $25 gift card, turn it into the corporate office, and we give that to the ones in our city or in our group that is below the poverty line. And then at the end of the year, the clubs, a lot of clubs make donations to the foundation. Well, that there you don't have to match if you make a donation to the foundation. So then you get to keep more of your money in your clubs. And that money strictly stays in the foundation to help pay the less fortunate's rec center fees if they're below the poverty line. So, like I said, going from 60 to 100, that starts really eating up our our budget. This year, we did receive over $17,000 grant from the casino, which was Desert Diamond, which was great to get. And also, we received wheelchairs for the, what's the name of the club? Handicapables, to help people get in and out of the pools. So the foundation people, they're working on more grants. And as we get a little better at this, we'll be able to get more of the grants. So please, help get a card, tell your friends and family to please get a card, and pick up a gift card from one of the grocery stores, then the people can use it for food. So, thank you very much. And we're gonna have Christmas trees, 3 Christmas trees they can grab the card off of. So anybody up, I forgot to say, anybody on the board that has anything to say, please chime in whenever you want.
I've got a question for you, Steve, clarify. So you say drop them off at corporate, you mean like where the board is housed, not the foundation?
Yeah, you can go to the corporate office where the board is. We're also collecting them at some of the, at the rec centers with the people at the desk, because we're mobile ones, and someone from out of town may pick one up and want to know where to put it. So if they're coming to line dance, they can take it to events, or give it to their club president, they'll take it over to events. But that way, if people are out of our community and want to donate, they still can. So.
How should they be labeled? Like put in an envelope and put seniors helping seniors, or something like that?
Taking the card and handing it in with the card.
Okay. You just don't want it to get lost, so.
Yeah. But thank you so much for everything that everyone does. And
Just one thing too for the foundation, during the holiday party, the RCSC holiday party, for all members, also the duck race, we raffle off gift baskets, and so more information will be coming out on that. So if you want to donate items for those gift baskets, we'll put those together, we raffle those off, and those funds also go to the foundation. More information on the gift baskets will be coming out probably next week. So just look forward to that.
what's going on there? I can't see right.
I don't have...
Okay, we'll ask them. Okay, the Golf Expo. Who has something on the Golf Expo? Anybody?
I thought you said everyone wanted tables or something.
Okay. Oh, that's what it was, I remember now. I forget, I got so much stuff going on. The Golf Expo is coming, we're gonna have that for the first time. And Eddie said if any of the clubs wanna make things to bring there to sell or raffle or whatever, you're more than welcome. So that's something for you to get out there and show the people what you make.
What date is the next one?
November 6th,
What time?
from 10
Yeah.
to 2.
Not a lot of time to make something.
Riverview. Golf course. And golf vendors and food trucks there also.
You know, you can go up there, the car club, I think, is bringing a car they're gonna raffle off. So you can see this beautiful Mustang they have, and you can get a raffle ticket for that. Yes. It's, now we're gonna go to club questions and comments, and I would like you to please talk about the Fall Festival while you're up.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. You want me to do what now?
Talk a little bit about the Fall Festival while you're up here.
Okay, so I'm invited up
Or you got a podium.
there. Okay.
I figured we'll ask you, you're the leader.
Fall Festival, the Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. It's going to be right here and also a whole bunch of other parts around the center. We'll have 3 clubs in the breezeway, about 30, well, maybe not quite 30 clubs, but this place will be full, obviously. We're going to have the food trucks located in yet a different place. Excuse me. We're going to have the food trucks located just to the left of the breezeway and that parking lot. That way, it'll still be reasonably visible from passersby. It won't be in the way, and it doesn't take up any handicapped parking spaces. That's not exactly true. It'll take up 2 of them, but we're going to redesignate 2 other spaces so we break even. Let's see, what else do we have? We're going to have the ukulele club playing on one of the days, and we're going to have, oh, I can't remember his name. If I'd have known I was doing this, I'd have brought better notes. But we're going to have another program, a guitarist. He's really good. I heard him too, golly. Anyway. Yeah, that's what it was.
Mike
Federer, yeah, Mike. Okay, yep, that's right, Federer. Let's see. What else am I going to say? Everybody else here, everybody knows about it, everybody that's involved.
How many are we having the golf carts this year?
We are going to have the golf carts. We're going to have parking, obviously, here. We'll have parking over at Church of the Palms. I made arrangements this year. I talked to the people at the church instead of taking them by surprise, having cars parking in their lot. That was unpopular last year. They asked that we maintain about a dozen spaces for their church use, so we're going to have to figure out some signage there. But we're going to use the golf cars again. When you're getting in and out of the golf cars, be careful. We don't want to have anybody fall down and skin their knee and sue us or something. You know, I mean, we've had interesting conversations. But we'll keep it all safe, keep it all happy. What else have I got? Is there any other questions? Yes?
I just wanted to say, it's important to say that Santa and Mrs. Claus will be there all day, right?
That's right. That's not really their name, though.
Well,
I think it was Kris Kringle.
okay.
Okay, anyway. You had a question?
Yes, can the vintage vehicles come?
The vintage vehicles have not been designated a space. The rationale there, we had the discussion early in the planning committee, is that it's not a craft club per se, and they don't sell items that are typically purchased for Christmas or that are easily purchased. So if they provide something that, you know, if they wanted to set up something that would kind of be suitable for a craft club, then we can revisit it. But I didn't get that kind
You
of.
mean like making parts, making things out of car parts?
Yeah, you know, get a crankshaft for $50. But it's not an event that is designed for clubs to come in and, let me put it this way. We've been doing it for 40 years. We've attracted a clientele that has expectations of work by artisans. And the arts and crafts clubs have worked very hard at making this event really a great event year after year. Many clubs would like to participate and, in effect, enjoy the benefits of that crowd that comes without having really put into it to build that. So we're fairly conservative about what clubs we allow in because they need to fit into the parameters. Now, I'm with Garden Club. Garden Club, is that a craft club? Well, not necessarily. But we've been grandfathered in, and if you've been to the Arts and Crafts Festival, you'll see that we sell a lot of items that work very well. Potted plants and various things. So it's conducive to the event itself. A very long answer to a short question. My apologies. Yes?
I'm sorry, but I didn't hear the date of this. I don't know that.
November, I better say the right days here, should I? It's Black Friday and Saturday. Now, November 28th and 29th. You'd think I would know that right off the top of my head. Right here, Sundial Center. Yep, from 8 until 4 on Friday and 8 until 3 on Saturday.
And are you gonna have the announcer up on the stage this year?
We are going to have an announcer. He's not going to be continually blabbering. We'll have announcements maybe twice an hour, and then when raffle winners are there. But we had people objected to a continuous sound. We're not going to have background music either for the same reason, because it just elevated the sound level in here and made it hard to do business. So hopefully we can keep it festive anyhow. We'll just run around saying Merry Christmas and stuff like that. Any other questions?
And do you have any questions for us?
If I did, I don't remember them. I do have one question, totally unrelated. Your changes to BP 12?
Yes.
Is that going to be voted on this, or is it already done, or is that coming up this year?
It'll be done by the end of the year.
Okay, so that'll be for next year.
Yeah, it'll be in effect first week of January.
Okay, so come to the Arts and Crafts Festival. It's going to be a blast. Oh, yes.
So if we come up with a craft item to sell, who would we contact?
Next year, the chair is Susie
You
Larkins.
can't get in this year.
No.
Not this year, no.
All right. And the chair's name is Lucy.
Susie Larkins
Thank you.
from Bell Craft Club. She'll be chairing it next year. Bell Ceramics. Okay, she's from Bell Center. Bell Ceramics, thank you. Sorry. All right,
Thank you, John.
see you there, you bet.
I had a question, Cheryl from, well, not from you.
Okay.
I'm from Sun City, Rock County. Asking, there were several people who said they were from Arts and Crafts. The Rock Hounds come under Hobby Club. So is there anybody that's a COC for the hobby clubs?
No, you're one of ours.
Patrice?
We all kind of have different groups, so our primary group is Arts and Crafts, but we have you, and we have the Art Club, and we have Garden Club, and.
So you're our
Yeah,
COC?
yeah.
Thank you.
I have a couple of clarifying questions regarding the malicious code of conduct forms. First of all, is there anything that we're going to need to build into our January template for rules and regulations regarding this form? Okay. Is this the same process? If they have a complaint, they first go to their club board, and if it's regarding an officer, they come to you? That hasn't changed?
Correct.
Okay. Third clarifying question is it the policy of the COC to push back some well-intended members who have a complaint to the club first, to go to their board, their club board, and try to manage it through the club? Is that a consistent policy that the presidents can expect for a level of support from you guys? Just wondering.
Okay. It doesn't, Terry, do you anybody want to speak to it, or I will? Your turn.
I can go up here so they can see me. I'm short.
That's always our intent, okay? Sometimes it doesn't work, and then we get further involved. But our intent is to say, have you discussed this with your board? Okay, we've got an incident I've been working on for like the last 2 weeks, and the person refused to go to the board. So, you know, we met with her separately and got fact-finding with the board, and so sometimes it doesn't work. But it's always our intent to send it back to the board.
Do you
of the
involve
club.
the board at that point?
Yes. Well, I do. I'm sure all of us do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lengthy process, and we take it seriously, and our goal always is to have a positive outcome. Does it always happen? No. But, I mean, we give that member an opportunity to accept, you know, what's going on and work on it. If they choose not to do that, there's not much we can do, so. But, yeah, it can get very intense. Any other questions on that one? Okay.
Okay. You also didn't point out who were the COC for the performing arts clubs. Could you raise your hand so I
have it right here, I'm gonna go over.
recognize you?
Okay, all the arts and artistic stained glass, the clay corner and all that is Dennis Stokely, Lori Ellingson, and Kim Monick. And that's for the metal shop, the leather craft, jewelry, all those ones that make things. All the sports, Terry Watts and Barb Kelly, that includes table tennis, volleyball, whisper ball. Oh, I forgot this too. And education, the computer is Sun City Lifelong Learning, and the Spanish Club is Jana, was Jana. I can't remember who we gave that to. And all the aerobics centers and exercise and stretch and Tai Chi. We had a member, he passed away, so we have to put a new member in charge of that. At the next meeting, Bill Center was our member, and actually today at 10 o'clock is his funeral down on 103rd and Thunderbird. Yeah, they can call Jana if you need help in any of those. And then also the Democrat and Republican committees. And then we have Alan, Patrice, and Diane Birdstead there, all the cards clubs, fun and games, and the gardening and the hobby clubs.
Performing arts is what I asked about, though. Yep, down there.
You know, like the concert and the piano clubs.
Yeah. Mike Wendell and Linda Johnson.
Okay, thanks.
Missed them.
Yeah.
And social work. Oh, here they are. I missed that page. I'm sorry. They stuck together. Anybody else? Yes, sir. He's coming.
Hi, I'm Barry Duran. I represent Bell Shuffleboard and Cornhole. And first of all, this is my first meeting. It's great to see everybody. We had an incident over at Shuffleboard, and I'm not sure that this is the time to bring it up, but I would love to hear what everybody's views are on this, because we didn't know exactly how to respond. But we had several people very upset that came to the board because of an individual that was wearing their opinion. And we had read somewhere in, I thought, the rules and regulations for RCSC, where it said that while in the buildings, you should not have signs or what we presumed, t-shirts, caps, and things like that, that voice opinions, religious or political. Is that right, or are we off?
I did get a phone call on that, and as far as signs and things like that, we don't allow, but it's kind of hard for us to dictate what, if you're going to wear a baseball cap that says something, unless, you know, I mean, we still have freedom of speech, so it's very hard.
One of the desk people had said to me that while inside the building, you have to follow RCSC rules. Outside, I guess they can do whatever they want.
See, but I can solve that real quick. We have a brand new general manager, and we will ask her to make it, put it on her list and come up with an answer for us.
Maybe for RCSC property.
Yes. Oh, wait a minute, we have a thought something. Clothing with offensive language or design is not permitted. And swim attire is only permitted in the aqua facilities.
And the other thing was, they said something about if you're in a club, okay, that has been authorized by RCSC, whatever happens in that club stays in that club. But
it depends on how.
Well, first of all, it has to be authorized by RCSC, right?
Well, the club is, but and the club can set their own rules in their club.
Right, right,
So,
okay.
but certain things will cross the line and then go to the rec center.
Okay, so in a situation like that, what should we do, or how do we approach the individual?
Well, like I said, if it was cursing and swear words, you could probably write a conduct report on them in your club. Or wait, you're out, yeah, you're inside?
No,
Outside.
this is inside the building and during a club function.
How about if we talk after? Because I'm your COC, so.
Right, and I appreciate that.
I have some suggestions, and I've done research on this, and it isn't against rules to wear like a political hat or something. So, but if it has swear words on it, that's different.
Right.
So, you know, there's different things. So let's talk after the meeting if you have a few minutes.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And I guess the only other thing I'd like to say is, my opinion, okay, may be in total opposition to your opinion, and that's where we get the conflict. And so we, as a shuffleboard group, just try to make it happy and fun for everybody. We don't want that type of thing going on. So, yeah, but we will talk. Okay, thank you.
Just to clarify on that a little bit more, I have always heard that political and religious conversation were not allowed in clubs. Is that true? It's not true? Really? Okay, all right. Okay, so the club can make the rules?
Angela?
So some clubs in their rules have, we will not discuss political or religious, and that is in their rules.
All right.
But it's not in RCSC.
It's not in RCSC. Okay. And then I just have clarification on the signing in and out part.
Okay.
So what is the out, signing out
When you,
of the club?
when you come in, you sign in, you know, you're computerized or whatever. When you leave, you just say, I'm leaving, sign out.
And sign in, okay, so I guess sign out is the.
Yeah, however your club wants to do that, if they want to just put a check mark for, you know, you have in, you have out. And that's in case there's an emergency or something. If you signed into your club and then you signed out, someone calls and you're having an emergency at home or whatever, they can look and say, well, they signed out. We don't know where they are. Or if, you know, we had a fire or something and you can maybe see who is supposed to be in the club to let you know. Yes, ma'am.
That's only if you have two different meeting areas?
It's going to be a dedicated space and you have 2 rooms
Okay. So we just
or more.
Don't recognize someone on the microphone.
Okay.
Hi. My question kind of relates to that. I would really like to see the RCSC provide a program that integrates with your dues payment and provides you with the information you require us to send in, rather than the antiquated program that we've been stuck with.
And we're going to let Chris answer that one.
Oh, good.
I told you I needed you here.
Okay, so here's the idea. We're looking at what's the right security process, software, and procedures for RCSC. We know what we have in this modern age is not working. So yes, we're looking for something that potentially as you walk in, it logs you in, as you walk out, it logs you out. So that there's no more pieces of paper. And if there is a fire, they can pull up a computer software program that says, these are all the people that are in our building, this is where they are at, because it will, so this is, there's always a cost benefit for this, an opportunity cost. And the opportunity cost is going to track you around the building. So it's going to know where you're at any given time. But I think it would be really helpful for us. We are also looking at integrating the club's training and the club's, any kind of process that the club would want into the new website, that's phase 2, we're not there yet. But that is literally what we have been looking at, so.
I've had a lot of complaints from people who, members who do not understand that when their number comes up red, that we have nothing to do with that. And we don't know that their number is gonna come up red, and they're complaining all the time about it.
So red is in a member in good standing?
Right, so we have
Okay.
to go and connect with the
Okay, so that's a little different, but yes, this should allow that to happen. There's nothing you're going to be able to get around with a member not being in good standing. It's just not. If a member's not in good standing, it's not gonna stop them. We're not gonna have bars that say, stop, you can't come in. That would be beyond what we would ever want to do at RCS.
And speaking, at least for my club, we would be willing to contribute to get a decent program because we hate what we have.
In regards to not being able to get, their name comes up red on it, if you go onto the RCSC site, you can turn around and put your codes in and pull it up. It takes 24 hours for it to go through.
I understand that, but we only have 1 or 2 people in our club that actually do the red numbers, and they're not there every day, so.
Oh, you need to get more people trained.
Oh, good
It's
luck.
not hard. It's very easy to do.
Oh, I agree, but getting people to volunteer? No.
Well, yeah, that is hard. But yes, that you just need to verify, or if it comes up red, if they have the receipt with them from paying it in, if they mail it in, then they can have one.
This morning I paid online and it didn't give me any receipt.
Right,
Okay.
because it takes 24 hours for RCSCs to go through. So that's where you need to print a receipt off.
So, I think what we need to do, the next step for phase 2, is we're going to have to meet with the club presidents and say, what do you need from a software package? Because we are looking at software packages. I think you've heard me vent my frustration multiple times with the software packages we are currently using today. So we will need to meet with you guys to make sure that any software package we purchase has the option to be able to give you what you need, because each club is unique and has some unique needs. Like, one of the things I think about is tennis and pickleball. They walk onto the court. Right now, we have, at Marinette it's very easy. It will be easier once Mountain View is done. But being able to track those things, I think, is very important. But we need to meet with everybody. We can't make management nor the board can make that decision in isolation from you guys. It needs to have the right input, and we're in that process right now. Any other questions about IT, technology?
One thing, if you bought your house in October, that's when it come into October, you might have, it'll flash that you're delinquent, okay? And then you pay your rent fees. It may take a couple days for them to get it put in there, which then you have to go back in and list it as done. Oh, that's right. It's an assessment, not a rec fee.
So with the new software, you make a payment, it's automatic. That's what we're looking for. You make a payment, and no longer takes 2 or 3 days to do some sort of manual magic that our card member services do on a regular basis to help us. You make your payment, it updates just like when you make your payment for anything else, it updates automatically. And that is what we're looking at, is to do that.
And it's your club. If you want to make an exception for that person until next week, that's in your wheelhouse.
We do.
There you go.
They just freak out.
For somebody who has never been late on a bill in their entire life, being told that they're late is a big deal. It's a huge deal. It makes a difference to how they see themselves, how they feel about things. This is really important to them, so I get that it is not a pleasant experience for you or for them.
Well, I had one this morning, she said, I paid mine a month in advance, how can I come up red? Well, you haven't been in the club room in a month, so how would we know that you're red?
See, and that's something you're talking about. You want feedback between the two groups. That's an important key feature of the software.
So the sign-in program, obviously, it sounds like you're at the beginning stages of putting things together.
Yes.
Are you projecting out to 2027? I know.
So I'm going to tell you, I have been pushing for some time with regard to moving this forward. We are moving it forward. We're doing all of our due diligence to make sure what do we actually need. We're working with management and the board right now and the technology committee on what we need for card member services. We pretty much mapped out what we needed for golf. We're looking at a standalone packages right now where the website acts as the front office. So that's kind of what we're looking for. We don't know exactly what we need, but the next step would be talking to the clubs once we figure out what card member services need. And it's a big undertaking. It's a huge undertaking. And I would love to be able to tell you that yes, we'll get it done by June of next year. But I've worked in the IT industry long enough to know reality says it's 18 months, minimum 18 months to get it right. And we need to get it right. Because the one thing we did with the website was we went with minimum viable product, which was fine, but we don't want to do that with card member services. It's not like we don't get along, guys.
Okay, I have an unrelated question. I'm wondering, a new question. Estimated time that we'll get our important dates sheet for next year, for 2026?
It will come out first week of November.
Thank you very much.
Can I just say one thing on the card? A lot of times those folks are privileged card holders, not property owners. Okay, because I mean, if you're a renter and you just pay like seasonally or something, not only does your number's gonna change a lot of times too. So, you know, that's kind of a little more complicated to track from a club perspective. Because they are gonna pop up on the report that the club's office runs as not being members in good standing.
Yeah, we're aware of that.
So, okay.
I have a
Real quick, just going back to John's question, the important date list, one thing we failed to mention when we were talking about club budgets, we are asking for a budget request for 2027 by February 27th for next year for more. So the COC can be more involved on who gets approved and looking at those requests. So February 27th for budget requests next, for 2027 budget requests will be due February 27th.
26.
February 26th, thank you. So we'll get those, that important date list will be out the first week of November, so by next week.
I have a quick question. What's the deal with the fobs on the back of keys?
The fobs on the back of keys are an electronic, it's a little electronic tag that allows you to go in and out of locked doors that are coded for that. It's in a very 2000-ish type solution for what we do, but that's because we're still trying to get our security updated and modernized. I will tell you, I literally just came off of a cruise ship where you walk by and they could see who you were, and when you ordered a drink, you didn't have to say anything. That's RFID. That's where we really want to be able to go for the ease of use for the members.
So mine stopped working last June. And is there any?
Yeah, you just need to, I apologize for this, but you need to go to card member services and they can just give you a new fob.
Oh, they won't.
Wine, okay.
Oh, they won't. They say, don't worry, it's on the horizon, we will fix it. But I have 2 clubs that I can't access because the Bob doesn't.
Okay, let us take that away with management because we're nowhere near close to be making that decision. So we need to keep using the fobs until we're closer to being able to make that decision, so. I do know they're wanting to scan the barcode, but let us take that and work on that for you.
If you email me your name and the club rooms you need to enter, I'll get with safety and see if we can get that resolved for you.
And that also has to be approved by your club board.
All right, what is the effective date of sign in, sign out?
Should be January 1st.
Oh, okay.
I know, he's already set his computer up to handle sign in, sign out, so.
Okay, I am Maggie from RTTY, I'm the president, and I do have a couple questions. Steve, you made kind of a blank statement about the money that the clubs get. I'm assuming that has to do with the club budget? Okay. Now, I know I've talked to her several times, and I know she's working on getting a meeting for all of us about the New Year's Eve dances. So I'm assuming at this time, just let it kind of ride, and then we'll see, hopefully soon in the future, where we're headed with that. Perfect. Thank you, Angela. And then the sign in, sign out, I guess I have a few more questions on that. I have a very large club. Lena has a pretty good sized club. We use not only the main auditorium, but we use this side also. So I'm a little confused what this sign in, sign out. Can somebody give me a better clarification?
Is the door open?
Yes.
That is one room.
Okay, thank you.
And it's not dedicated space. So you would be exempt from that.
Wait, it's so long.
I'm Cheryl Beck from the Camera Club, back to the fobs. We are having a lot of trouble getting them programmed because our monitors need to have access to come in early. And also, when the email is sent, we are never responded back to that it's been activated. We used to just send an email, security would say it was done. They are not doing that anymore. And also, when I sent a list of like 30 people to be deactivated, there was no response. We have no idea whether these previous members are still got cards active. Also, one more on that. Before, we just had to give the member's name and their RCSC number. Now we're being asked to give the serial number on this fob, which I'm mystified, because if you're gonna deactivate somebody, they're not gonna give you their serial number, and we certainly don't have that information.
So any request comes to the club's office, and then I send it over to safety. They let me know when it's done, and you should be getting emails from me when it's complete. So if you haven't, I apologize for that, but I try to be very good on letting you know when things are done, so you can double check to make sure it's actually completed. If you want to resend over the deactivated list, I just need their name and RCSC number. I don't need their token numbers for that. If it is a new person or if a token is not working, that's when we're asking for the tokens. For example, if someone went in and got a new card, got a new token, we want to just make sure we're deactivating their old token and actually programming their new token. That's one of the reasons why we're asking for the token numbers. But if it's just being deactivated, you can give me their name and RCSC number. and I can get those deactivated through safety. But all requests should come to the club's office. The safety team doesn't know who the club officers are, and the club officers are the ones that are approving who has access to their club rooms. So once we get your request, we check and make sure you're a club officer, and then we forward that on to safety. So that's why it's coming through the club's office versus going straight to safety.
I'd like to affirm Andrew, it's doing a wonderful job.
Yeah, I'm from the Model Railroad Club, and when you're talking about the security stuff and having the cards and whatnot, I know our club is also classified as a museum, and I know there's other clubs here that are allowed to have non-resident guest members. So that's something to keep in mind. We have some guest members who are like snowbirds and stuff, and how we're going to get them access into the club rooms.
That would be why we need to meet with everybody, to make sure that we account for every different scenario, because like I said, all clubs are somewhat unique. We're all like, it's been maligned much, but we are all, all of our clubs are like snowflakes, they're a little unique. So not meaning that in any negative way at all, it's a positive way, that we have been able to build our community in a way that meets the special needs of individual members' wants and likes and passions. So we need to meet with you guys to make sure we capture that the railway is a museum, that we have people who may or may not be members but are allowed to come in because of the charter that they are operating under. So those are all really important things. So when you come to that meeting, when you're invited to that meeting, and you come, bring all your unique things, all your special items that you would be worried about to that meeting, so we can add it to the list of things that whatever we purchase either can do it or can be enhanced to do it for us. Because we can enhance standard software as well. So, thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, I'll see you. I'll be right there.
I'm Rochelle Kinderknick from the Piano Club, and I was wondering, given that the electronic signs are not likely to ever be working, for our sanctioned event, would we be allowed to perhaps make a wooden sign and put it in the ground for 3 days before our sanctioned event, or anything on the grounds of any rec center?
Yeah, you just put your request in through the club's office, and then I'll review it with leadership, just to make sure, put on your request how many signs, the size, and locations, and then we'll get it reviewed and get an approval back to you, or if not, I'll let you know why.
And also, very shortly, it's going to be coming up, we'll be able to advertise on the radio in the clubs and the stations. So Mike is working on all of that to get that up and going for you. So that'll be another way to do your advertising. We
actually just did a publicity training last week where I'm hoping most of your publicity folks attended. We do have a promotional form, and then the entire publicity training will be sent out to all the club presidents to review that we're not able to attend. But there is a promotional form now that you can fill out, and we'll get you on multiple channels to advertise your special events. But that should be coming out this week. Christy, our communication coordinator, is just finalizing the electronic version of that presentation, and we'll get that out to everybody to review it that wasn't able to attend.
I have a question about this technology that you're putting in. It makes it sound really Big Brother. Are we going to be wearing a chip, or just what are we going to be doing?
So no more Big Brother than any other place that you go to. No more Big Brother than that. No, we're not going to chip people. Eventually, maybe not our generation, but eventually it may happen. Not here, but I'm just thinking my grandkids are talking about they'd love to have a chip so that they don't have to carry anything. But
you know, here, right now, how it's gonna work, no more than any other place you go. It will not, we're looking to try and create something that is not invasive. And it's gonna be tied to your card, not to you as a person.
As another club that has guests, we use a social hall. So this is gonna be same also for social halls that are right now generally unlocked. Okay,
Yes.
all right, thank you.
Sherry from Bell Silvercraft. My question is related to safety and wondering, heard a lot of rumblings over the last couple months that safety is developing guidelines for clubs with automated equipment, things like that. Wondering when we can see some of those guidelines and updates, as we're doing a lot of work on our safety programs and would really like that input before we go too far down the wrong path. And then secondary to that, I have a specific request that seems to be blocked up in safety committee right now. We would like to use silver clay in our club. We're waiting for a response, and I'm just wondering what's a reasonable time to get that response, as we'd like to schedule classes.
I know safety is working on a program for like chemicals and equipment in the clubs room. I believe that's going to be rolled out towards the end of the year, but we'll have a meeting, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, before that rolls out so we can talk about it and go over details, how to fill out the survey and so on. So that's probably coming towards the end of the year. As far as silver clay, I'll follow up with safety and see where they are. I know they were receiving the information on the data sheets for the material, so I'll follow up with Stephanie and see where she is on that.
And Sherry, just, we want to give Bell Silvercraft, you especially, a shout out. You've really pulled that club together, and they've changed their whole outlook and the way they do things, and happiness in there, and we appreciate it.
There's a good team
Debbie?
Was that the end of this year or next year were you talking about? You said end of the year, was which year?
This year.
Debbie with Sundial Shuffleboard Club, and I kind of wanted to go back to signing in, and with the smaller clubs, like we're connected with the front desk at Bell Center, and that's how our attendance goes in. That's not going to change with these new requirements that we're going to have to individually, each club's going to have to individually do it.
You're outside, right?
No, we're indoors. We're at the Bell Center, but we're actually, yeah, we play at Bell, but we are the Sundial Shuffleboard Club. So I just wanted, I was just curious, I know.
We let them use our courts.
They're so sweet.
Terry's gonna answer that.
If you don't have dedicated space, so
Well, the
you're,
shuffleboard club,
well, but you're only in one area. You don't
Okay.
have to, that isn't part of the CP12.
okay,
We're talking like, let's say you're in metal shop and there's a front room and a back room. They want to know who's in all the rooms. So nobody you get,
but for the sign-in part.
that's kind of up to your club right now. Like how you keep track of attendance and
Well, the
stuff.
Bell Center does that.
They won't have to sign out.
Yeah, this doesn't apply to your type of club.
I believe you would sign in the same way, so check in with the facilitator there.
Okay, just wanted to make sure I didn't either. Worry about changes.
Okay.
I finally remembered what I was gonna ask. About 3 years ago, our club it was approved to add a shelving, another shelf in our closet there that Country Dance Club and Line Dance Club share. Okay, last year, Steve Collins and Anita went in there and they looked at it and they said, oh yeah, this is doable, we can do this. That was a year ago. We still have nothing. And I'm just curious, what's the next step?
It did get approved again.
Yeah, here go.
And he didn't do it, and now he's retired. But where we're gonna get, I just was talking to someone, I talked to the lady, the girl that's in charge there in the afternoons and at night, Dorothy. I had just talked to her about that, and we were gonna go sit down with Mr. Dermeyer and go through that because it didn't get done. I was there, I checked on it last week, and I have to go see him because also the ropes underneath the stage, they pull out the tables, they need replacing, I was told, so we were gonna check with him on that at the same time.
Sign in and sign out again. We have a club that has separate rooms, but the doors are all open. No, because you said if this door was open, these are one space.
Not the door, the whole wall.
The whole wall is open, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to sign in, sign out.
I just have an individual question about our club budget, and I'm not sure who to talk to. Is that Angela? Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? It's good for me.
I would be on the wrong side.
No, you're always on the right side.
We had the situation at Bell Center this summer, and our officers are basically gone in the summer. But they changed the doors of the cabinets in the kitchen area. And when they did, all the keys, the old keys don't work. But I was helped very well the other day. I came into the center. They got a maintenance person to come who had the keys for the cabinets that we needed. I've learned to test the keys, and several of the keys did not work. So while the guy is still standing there, you test the keys, make sure that they all work. But they were very nice about it, and then you sign for the keys and you have them. So it worked really well.
I had the same situation. I want to say it was an event night, which could have been a disaster, but I want to tell you, they moved mountains to get to me. That by the time we opened, they had our keys. But the staff did everything good to acquire them.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. The first year we did one meeting, this year you guys wanted one in February, one in October. Is that the same thing you would like to do next year with this? Yes. Yes? Okay, so we'll make sure that's on the schedule for next year. And any suggestions you may have to make this a better meeting, I would love to hear from you. This is your meeting, and this is how we talk to you, how we get your feedback, and how we change things. So.
Will there be minutes or video on this meeting?
When will 2026 budgets be approved?
We'll get them at the end of February, and we will start work on them immediately.
26.
Oh, as soon as the budget's done, right, Preston?
I'm sorry, I didn't ask the question.
The 26, whether or not we got approved for our budget requests.
Yeah, I usually receive that in January, so we'll get sheets out to everybody that had a request on if it was approved or not approved.
Thank you.
So those should come out in January, once I get the final budget.
And this year, we might have to go back and add things at that time too, because we will have some more money, so. Anything else? Okay, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you for coming, everybody. Thank you, Preston. Chris?
copywritten production of the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated and is intended for the sole purpose of informing our Recreation Center members. Any duplication, copying, transmission, broadcast, or use, including electronic and social media, is strictly prohibited without the prior written consent from the Recreation Centers of Sun City Incorporated. Thank you for watching.